Hello, YouTube and universe. Welcome to Star Storm Productions. I'm your host, Morro, and today we'll be talking about all the reveals that came from San Diego Comic-Con 2025. But before we begin, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification so you don't miss another video like this, because it may be a small click for you guys, but it's a big help for me and the channel. Thank you. And without further ado, let's begin with all these reveals. Starting off with the first day, we didn't get that many reveals except for one big one. Now, for the first two reveals that we saw, it was just showing off the Hot Wheels collab with Bone Shaker and Twin Mill. I think that was the second one's name, and I like both of them. Starting off with Bone Shaker. I feel like I called him wrong the first time. As I said when they first showed him off, I love how this guy looks. I love the skull on his chest, and the head sculpt looks exactly like Grimlock, which just makes it perfect for me. And I also like the build of how the car fits on his body. Like, I love the shoulder pads that make it extra, and all in all, it looks like an amazing figure. And of course, for the car, that is heavy metal. Oh, I love it. I feel like, a tear coming out my eye. It's just that perfect. And of course, let's talk about the box though, because they go into the collab because they actually make the packaging. Ooh, that was my dog. Sorry about that. But they actually make the packaging look like Mattel's packaging for Hot Wheels, which is just perfect. Perfection. Real shonen. Peak. But anyway, it looks good. And on the back, it just shows how he looks. He is 5 inches, and he transforms 22 steps. Moving to the next collab. Well, moving to Twin Mill. You okay, boy? You okay? Okay. Let me get back to recording, okay? Sorry, they're doing some fireworks outside right now. I don't know why. And my dog is afraid of them. I'm sorry about that. But anyway, back to Twin Mill. He looks really good. And as I said, I could see this being a Earth mode blur if you do a custom of it. And I hold to that statement because look at how good the robot mode looks. And if you put Blur's head on top, that's basically just the Earth mode blur. And honestly, I am excited to get it just for that fact, to make a custom. Anyway, yeah, moving to his vehicle mode, and it looks so sleek, and I love it, especially with the 2 exhaust pipes that just spit out flames. Though, why does it have 2 engines? But I'm not even going to get into that, because I would be here all day if I was talking about cars. But anyway, yeah, I love how it looks. And for the background of it, it kind of looks like the global space bridge from RID 2001, and hopefully, hey, someone who does 3D printing, make it happen, my brother. Make it happen. But anyway, and the next reveal we got is the Hasbro PostCon exclusive, Nemesis Prime. That's right. Armada Nemesis Prime is back, baby. It's back and better than ever. I mean, look at this thing. It's glorious. And I want every single copy of it. But anyway, I'm working on an in-depth video right now, so I'm going to say my big thoughts for that. But anyway, let's talk about it. I honestly love how this looks. It's just good. So I'm a huge Armada person, if I have not said that 1,000 times by now. So seeing a new Armada Nemesis Prime just brings a tear to my eye. So I'm just happy to see him get a new figure. And yes, it is the the Legacy Armada Optimus mold without its trailer, which I am okay with, as long as the teal and darkish green looks good. I'm buying it. No regrets at all. And he still looks good. He has a new head sculpt with the damaged face that he got for a couple seconds in the show. And yeah, I like it. For his vehicle mode, it's just looks cool. All the colors go together, especially with the red tinted windows. That is just perfect. And of course, he comes with the mini-cons. That's right. The Air Defense team. He comes with them. And of course, with the Air Defense team, you get, I'm trying to remember all their names. Wait, why am I trying to think? I could just look it up. Anyway, their names are Runaway, Jetstorm, and Sonar. And I have to say, they look like a faithful recreation of the original air defense trio, and I love it. Now, of course, for robot mode, they look really cool, and I always love it when they actually include mini cons with some of these, well, recolors or retool figures. It's just always cool to see them. And in vehicle mode, since they are all aircrafts, they all look really good. And, of course, you can combine them together to form the Star Saber. Now, this is the best version of the Star Saber. You can't change my mind about it, and you can't say anything else because this is just amazing. I love Armada, and it's just really cool that we get to we get new versions of it. It's just amazing. But anyway, that was really it for day one, other than some of the model kits. And yeah, it was really good for the first day. Now, moving into the next day, that's when we got some really good stuff. For day two, the first reveals we actually got to see were some collabs between Masters of the Universe, another one of my favorite brands. And honestly, them collabing just completes the whole Transformers collabing with older brands, because they did Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, they did Back to the Future, they did Ghostbusters. They've done a ton of collabs, and I'm all here for it, especially these. Now, which one to start off with? How about Skeletor x Megatron? And I'm not talking about ships. But anyway, the Skeletor and Megatron just look amazing together. And, making Skeletor's scepter merge with Megatron's fusion cannon, that is just peak design right there. Because, as you see, it's a cannon, yes, but you can move the head to the other end, and it creates the scepter as well, which is just chef's kiss, perfection. And it also comes with an Energon mace, but instead of it just being Energon, it's actually a goat's head, like Skeletor's scepter. And yeah, that's just cool. But to the actual design of the Skeletor x Megatron, I think it's pretty good. Giving Skeletor the bucket helmet looks a little weird because, well, I'm used to seeing Skeletor with a cloak, but it still looks good, and I love the neon green they use for the head. And I also like how the chest looks, basically just merging Skeletor and Megatron's components together, like Skeletor's crossbones in the chest with the Decepticon logo on top, and it's also on top of Megatron's torso. And oh no, it looks really good. And I can't really complain about it. And for the next one, we have Bumblebee X Man-at-Arms. Now, I thought they were just going to do Optimus Prime as well with He-Man, but I guess we're going to get that down the line. We just got to start off with Man-at-Arms, though. And Man-at-Arms just look amazing. I have the Man-at-Arms that came from the TMNT collab Masters of the Universe had, and it was good. So I'm getting this to add to my Man-at-Arms collection. And if I'm being honest, I just love this helmet. It's basically just Bumblebee's battle mask from G1. Well, G1 adjacent continuities, to be more exact. And he looks pretty good. Just your basic Man-at-Arms design, but instead of the armor being orange, it's just Bumblebee themed. Though I do like some of his other accessories because, for one, he comes with his iconic scepter, but he also comes with a dagger as well, which can combine with the shield that he comes with to give him Bumblebee's stinger. And I like how it looks. And he also comes with a pistol, which is the same kind Bumblebee had in G1. And all these accessories together, they go pretty well with it. And to put the Skeletor and Man-at-Arms together, you can get some really cool fight poses in. Now, that's it for that. Let's move on to the bigger reveals. Now, for the bigger reveals, before we get to them, they showed off Activate Your All mode, basically just showing off how people can change over time and how we're always changing, basically. And for this event, we will be doing a fan vote. And I'd say it's been a while since we've done a fan vote. almost a decade. I think the last one was Victorion. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I think that was the last fan vote that we had. And honestly, I'm going to be excited for it because they said we're going to be able to pick two Autobots, two Decepticons, that we're going to vote for them. And we're going to give them a new alt mode. And I'm just hoping we pick an obscure character or someone that hasn't been in the limelight. Or we could just pick someone iconic and give them just a crazy alt mode. Either way, I'm going to be excited because this will be the first ever fan vote I've been a part of. But anyway, the votes will be on TikTok and Instagram respectively. And oh no, I will be waiting for that because the voting starts on August 12th and the characters will be revealed on September 17th. But anyway, that's it for that. Let's move on to the actual toy reveals. Starting off with Age of the Primes. The first Age of the Primes figure that we have is Sure Shot. And this guy's been jumping around for a while. I wouldn't think he actually get the figure, because he's been jumping around lines like it was, like he was a bunny. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't know what to say. Sorry about that analogy. But when he looks really good. And all we need is a redo of Crosshairs or a re-release of him. And I say we'll be done when it comes to these Target Masters. Because we got the Decepticon Target Masters in Titan's Return. We got Crosshair in Siege. Then we got Point Blank in Legacy. But if I'm being honest, they have to redo Crosshair and Point Blank. One for Crosshair because he's an old mold, and Point Blank because he was a terrible figure. But other than that, I really love how Sure Shot looks. All the colors go well together, and I'm a sucker when it comes to buggy Transformers. I don't know why. It's just something about them that makes them really unique to me, and I love them for it. And, of course, his buggy mode looks amazing. I like how the spoiler on the back is just on his arms in robot mode. And even though, yes, it looks like it has a simple transformation, it still looks fairly unique compared to others. And I honestly like it because of that. But anyway, that's it for Sure Shot. Moving to the next deluxe class, we have Blast Off. And I have to say, I love how they did Blast Off in this. This will be our second Combaticon coming out because, as you know, Vortex is the first one that came out in Age of the Primes. It was Wave 2. And honestly, the deluxe class Combaticons are doing good so far. Now, of course, for the head sculpt, they said they went with the animation error, version of it, where the visor is, where he has a visor instead of just having his purple eyes. And if I'm being honest, I feel like this actually works because you could make up your own idea where, he has 3 eyes. But yeah, it looks pretty good. And I love the colors they use for it. The brown isn't too dark. It's the right shade. The gray is perfect on it. And the purple that's splotched in between looks really good on him. And it looks like an immediate improvement over the Combining Wars and Power of the Primes version that came out. And all in all, he looks really good. Moving on to the next one, we have the Junkion Jalopy. Now, originally, people were saying, this might be the gray jazz that came from the Marvel Comics, but I'm kind of okay with it being a Junkion because, always happy to get more Junkions. I may be the only one that ever said that before, but I honestly love what they did with the Junkions in Legacy, so I'm happy to get another one now. Now, they're using the axle grease mold for this one, and I think that works perfectly for a race car. And honestly, they played it smart. They made axe grease a shade that doesn't match with the Junkions, so you'll buy that to go with your red car because it has the face like Nancy. But now they re-release it in the correct colors, which will get more people to buy it. You're smart for that one, Hasbro. I hate you for it, but you smart for it. Now, I love how this Junkion looks. It's basically if Hot Rod had a younger brother and he decided to move to Junkion. And, yeah, I like it. I also like the vehicle mode because of the flames on it. I'm a sucker when it comes to flames on cars. I don't know why. They just do something to my brain chemistry. I love them. But anyway, that's it for Jalopy. Let's move on to the second to last deluxe class. That being the Deluxe Quick Strike. And oh boy, my country and me is happy about this one. Anyway, I really love how it do. It's basically just if the character just jumped out of the screen, that's what I have to describe this quick strike with, because it looks fantastic. I mean, everything just looks amazing. And even though it uses a little bit of the realism for the scorpion head and the snake head, it still looks good and accurate to how he did in Beast Wars. And all in all, I feel like this may be one of the best deluxe classes in the wave. Now, moving on to the last deluxe class, we have one more member to add to our 13 Prime collection, that being Quintus Prime, the Life Giver. Now, honestly, this is hype. I like how he looks, basically giving him an ethereal feel, and he looks very similar to how he did in the Covenant of Primus. And I really love it. I even like how the tentacles wrap around and it gives it 5mm ports to hold on to stuff. And all in all, he looks like he's going to be an amazing figure. And because of his vehicle mode, it looks like a quintessence ship. Whoa, why did I just have a brain fart for a moment? But anyway, I love how the quintessence ship looks. It looks organic, which I feel like it has to be an homage to how the quintessence looked in TF1. But yeah, I really like it. And plus, as soon as I get it, I'm making a Pickle Rick reference. Yeah, expect that skit soon. But anyway, that's it when it comes to all of the deluxe class. Let's move a step up to the Voyager class, and the first one we have up is another Combaticon, that being Brawl. And if I'm being honest, yeah, him being a Voyager class works perfectly, because if you know from Bruticus, you know the bots that turn into his legs are mainly in front. So that means they will have to be bigger than the other leg bots from Menasor, Superion, to actually fit it. And I feel like they're doing what they did with the 86 Constructicons, you know, Scrapper and Mixmaster, and making them be able to just be their own foot. Because if you didn't know, Brawl has some ankle tilt when you actually put him in leg mode. So that's pretty good. And if the commander is what gives him the foot, that would be even better. And all in all, I am really excited to see all the Combaticons. Now, of course, he comes with his blaster in robot mode, but when you go into tank mode, he comes with the 2 turret cannons that go on his back, which, yes, this tank mode looks amazing. I cannot wait for it. And I already have Vortex, so all I need to do is get the rest of the Combaticons, and I am set, my brother. But all in all, I think it'll be a really good Voyager class, since the articulation looks pretty good. And I can't wait to see what they do for Swindle, because that's the last one that needs to be revealed. Anyway, let's move on to the next Voyager class, that being the Animated Universe Wreck-Gar. And if I'm being honest, I already knew this was going to be a Trash Master remold. And for some reason, it works for me, but I feel like I wish it was its own mold, but I'll get used to it eventually. I love the Wreck-Gar head they gave him. Looks very accurate to how he did in Animated. And I like the orange and red they used for the body. All I can see is Trash Master when I look at this, which hopefully, if I see it in person, it looks better. But the vehicle mode also looks good. The, dump truck. And I can't really complain about it. Plus, I might just get it to add a figure of Weird Al Yankovic into my collection, because I love Weird Al. With the Cosmos coming out and this, he's getting both of his characters into toys. Well, he already got the Wreck-Gar as a toy, but I don't have it, so this will technically be my stand-in for it. But all in all, I think it might be a pretty good figure, because if you know, the Trash Master was a good figure in my opinion. So hopefully it doesn't have any QC issues. But I might pick it up just for it being animated Wreck-Gar. Now that's it for Wreck-Gar. Let's move on to the final Voyager class, that being Amalgamus Prime. And let me get serious with you guys for a second. No high voice, just my normal voice. This is tough. I mean, he just looks amazing. I love the silver that they use for it and the gold as well. It just perfect. Sorry, country jump scare for you guys, but I shall put that in the warnings. But anyway, no need. Let's get back to my higher voice for this because this is just amazing. He just looks amazing, and I'd say I see the TF1 inspiration from it, and it's also pretty good as well. I also like his accessory of the pickaxe. It looks really good. Now, if you're wondering, what about the transformation cog? They said they were able to put it behind his eye. Whoever came up with that engineering deserves a raise. Now, speaking of his eye, well, more specifically his head, it looks exactly like Shockwave, and as they said on the video, you can see that Shockwave may be a descendant of Alchemist Prime, which, you know what? Post Imperator, I can see it, but if I'm being honest, I feel like you could implement the lore like, Imperator is based off of Alchemist Prime, which would be weird and amazing. But anyway, that's it for his robot mode. I really love it, and I especially love how they managed to put 4 arms on him. The engineering just looks cool. And moving to his vehicle mode, he turns into a spider tank, which I see as another homage to Shockwave, because if you know, in Cyberverse, he turned into a spider tank. But honestly, this looks amazing. And they said that his pickaxe weapon actually turns into the barrel of the cannon, which, the engineering on this is amazing. His Shui-san did his thing. And that will be it for all the Voyager classes. Honestly, I'm going to try to get all of them. Yes, including the animated Wreck Guard. Now, moving on to the next size up, we got a leader class. And the first one we have is Razor Claw. And oh boy. Now, I didn't get the original Tiger Hawk that came out in Legacy United, but I might get it just to have Razor Claw because he was a cool villain in the Timelines comics, and I would love to have representation for him in my collection. I don't know what it is about the black, purple, and red color scheme that changes the chemicals in my brain, but it does something to me, and that it just makes it perfect. Oh boy, that is cool. I love it, and even though it's basically just gray and black plastic all together, it doesn't feel like it because of all the color breakups in it. It's just really cool, and especially in his beast mode. And oh boy, the cannons look cool as well. I need it. Mario, please. If you know the reference, you know it. But anyway, I love it, and I'm definitely going to try to get it if it comes to stores, because Tiger Hawk was never in any of the stores I went to, which I was so mad about. But hopefully I can find this one. And especially I want to find the next one, that being Big Convoy. Oh boy, I'm happy for that. Because he was teased with a Magmatron a while ago, and I've just been counting my days until he came out, because he was one of my favorite characters in Beast Wars Neo. But anyway, let's actually talk about the sculpt. Now, I know some people have a little bit of problems, and the problems I have with it may be a little minor compared to that. The only thing is, I feel like the original toy had this problem too. It doesn't look like it's going to have that wide of a range of motions. Now, again, if you take out the backpack, which also turns into his big cannon, you'll have more. But based off of how it looks off of these photos, it looks okay. The hinges look good. And all in all, it looks like a good figure, but I'm just a little worried about the articulation. But I also feel like the accessories go good too. Like, yes, he comes with his big cannon and the pistol he has, but he also has 2 tonfas, and, well, the tusk can come off, and you can just do whatever you want with those. No, I think it might be good for accessory-wise, and I like it. Moving to his Mammoth mode, it looks really good. They're keeping it I don't know why, but ever since Kingdom, the way they do organic beast modes have just been amazing. I don't know how to explain it. They do a realistic aspect of it, and I always like when they do that. But the one thing I don't like, and I feel like this was on the original figure as well, why couldn't we cover up the front? Like, the underneath right there? It's just like, why? But other than that, it looks like it's going to be a good figure. Now, even though I have a good attachment with Big Convoy, I might get it, might not. That's the thing. But other than that, it looks really good. And for the last items for Age of the Prime, we have the new commander that's going to be Onslaught, who's going to be the main body for Bruticus. Now, they didn't show the actual figure, but they showed the model that they're using for the box art, which it looks pretty good, and it gives us a feel of what he's going to look like. So, yeah, I think it might be worth it to get him if you're getting all the other Combaticons. But other than that, there's not real much to go off with the commander. Now, that's it for everything in Age of the Primes. Let's move on to the next part, which I know some people were waiting on, that being Studio Series. And I have to say, I'm pretty excited for some of these. First up, we have TF1 Arachnid, which we talked about in the last Studio Series video I did, which, we saw the gray models of it, and it looked pretty good, and I like it. Though, I wonder how brittle it's going to be, because look at those legs. If those don't break off of any of those copies, I'd be surprised. But it looks pretty good. Now, I love the drone mode that she has. Everything just packs up neatly, and it looks really good. Now, the next one that's actually new is TF5 Barricade, and look at how they massacred my boy. Now, this may just be mistransformed, but come on. What happened to you, Barricade? Your legs look like chicken legs. Your face is okay, but what did they do to you? Now, as I said multiple times, I'm not the biggest Bayverse fan, but I love the TLK Barricade design. It was really cool, and they massacred him. Hopefully he looks better in person, but they did say he will come with a ton of weapons, so that may be one good reason to get him. Plus, he's a licensed car, so that's another reason to get him as well. Hopefully, it looks better in person, though, because those legs are what's killing it for me. But anyway, moving on to the next deluxe class, we have 86 Windcharger. Now, even though he wasn't really in the movie because he died, this still looks amazing. Now, he technically is one of the most powerful Cybertronians because he has the ability of magnetism. And I love it because they also gave him blast effects for it as well. And all in all, he looks really cool. And I even like how the vehicle mode has the big wheels. It looks pretty cool on it. And all in all, I think this may be a good deluxe class figure to add to my collection. Plus, that just gives us more mini-bots, which I love. Now, we only have 3 deluxe classes right now for wave 1 of the next year, so that's okay. Let's move on to Voyager class. Starting off with another figure we talked about in the last Studio Series video, that being Alpha Trion. And as I said, it feels good getting 2 Alpha Trions throughout 2 years because, well, he started as a cartoon original character with no figures at all to having a handful now. And I'm happy about that for Alpha Trion. He really deserves it because he is a vital part of Transformers lore. And with how he was treated in TF1, I think everyone will remember him now. And talking about the figure, as I said when I first saw it, I really love it. And I love the moss detailing on it. Even though some people don't, I feel like that shows his withered and aged. And I absolutely love the Manticore form. It's just radiant and beautiful. Well, because I'm a nerd, I love seeing mythological creatures brought to Transformers, just like how Onyx Prime turned into a centaur. But all in all, I think this is a pretty good Alpha Trion. Now, let's move on to the next Voyager class, which I feel like a ton of people are really excited for. That being the 86 Thundercracker. Now, originally people thought this was going to be a re-release of the Earthrise Seeker mold. Oh, but no. This bad boy is its own mold, baby. And if you haven't seen my post I did on it, go watch it. It's just a funny little skit I did. But it looks amazing. It looks very screen accurate. And guess what? It actually has waist swivel, unlike the ER Seeker mold, which I cannot be happier about. Because, well, I like to have figures that are really articulated, unless they're fidget toys. But other than that, I love how this thing looks, and it looks very accurate to how they did in G1. Now, one thing, though, I think people won't like is it has optional parts forming. Because when you take it into the jet mode, which it looks amazing, you can see it has the tail fins that aren't on the legs. Now, you can take those off in robot mode, and okay, I'm okay with that if it makes it look cleaner. Because optional parts forming, well, it's optional. You don't have to always do it. So having it as an option kind of works. But all in all, I am really excited for this because, well, once we get one Seeker, we're going to get 20 of them. And if one of them is either Acid Storm or Ion Storm, yeah, I'm getting it. Now, that is it for the Voyager class. Let's move up to the next size, that being the Leader class, which, okay, I will say now, I don't like this one. We have the Leader class TF5 Nemesis Prime. Now, this is just the Age of Extinction figure, but with a new head and some darker paint. And I've said it once, I've said it multiple times. I'm not the biggest fan of the Bayverse films. This design wasn't really my favorite design for Optimus. I preferred his Revenge of the Fallen, Dark of the Moon look. But, okay, for those who actually want it, you can waste another $54. Now, don't get me wrong. It looks like it's a good toy. Don't get me wrong. I just don't like it, personally. But what I will give it is I love the truck mode for it. But other than that, there's nothing really much to say about it. And that's the only Leader class we have for Studio Series. But we do have something big. And when I mean big, I mean Titan class big. That's right. Our first Studio Series Titan class figure is Grimlock. And oh boy, am I happy to see that. Because look at this thing. It looks magnifico. It's just perfect. And I also love the paint that they use for it. Now, as I said, I'm not a big Bayverse fan, but some of the designs I love. And this one is one of them. Because Grimlock, even though he didn't get that much of a role, he was still amazing in Age of Extinction. And I like the color scheme they go with because if you remember the original Leader class Age of Extinction Grimlock, it had that hand-painted feel. And from the pictures, it looks like this one might have it as well. Which I will absolutely love. I also like the fact that they said that the mace hand he has can actually come off and actually reveal another hand for him. Which I feel like the original Leader class one lacked. Also, the mace looks amazing. I wonder what kind of rod they use for it. But all in all, the robot mode just looks perfect. And in Dino mode, it looks even better. Because why did they have to go so hard for Grimlock? I get that he's a fan favorite, but come on. Leave some room for everyone else, my man. And don't get me started in Dino mode because, this thing is amazing. I don't know what you're doing with this Titan class Hasbro, but keep it up with them. Because they said they want to do the other Dinobots in the same class so the other ones can ride them. Which, if that actually comes to fruition, let it be. Because there's no reason it should be this cool. But other than that, there's nothing really much to say about the rest of them. All of them are really cool, and I cannot wait to get my hands on some of these figures. And I can't wait to see what comes next, because so far, Hasbro is hitting with Age of the Primes and Studio Series. And sorry this took a little while to come out. When the reveals were happening, I was at GalaxyCon, which I'm working on a separate video for, and I was overworked, so I took a little break before recording all of this. Sorry about that, but don't worry. More videos will be coming out soon. And I hope you guys like this, and let me know how you guys feel in the comments down below. And if that's everything, that's a wrap. fade to black.